everyone. We are back, and it's a very special Thursday edition of Wind Down Wednesday. I'm Keels, and with me tonight is Nola Disney Mama, otherwise known as Courtney, and we are here to talk some travel. So shout out to everyone watching on YouTube, on Facebook Live, and on Twitch. Tonight is going to be a fun one, kind of different. We're going to be doing a question and answer show. And we have a whole bunch of questions from clients and some of our social media followers. But we want to give you guys a chance too. If you have any questions about theme parks, travel, planning, what things are like at Disney or Universal post-pandemic, what things are like on cruise lines post-pandemic, well, where we are in the process to post-pandemic, just hit them up in the chat and we will get to you. But first off, it's been a little over a week. How are you doing, Courtney? What have you been up to?
I've been doing well. Planning, I will be in Florida for a total of almost 2 weeks in a few weeks. Leaving, with 2 different kind of trips, one very large youth trip and one family trip. So I'm just tying up loose ends, making lots of dining reservations and
lots of dining
reservations, reading through Food and Wine offerings that were just released today, and just getting excited mostly about what I'm going to eat and drink.
And I gotta tell you,
last weeks of July.
I'm so excited. Usually Food and Wine kind of like bums me out because they don't change the menus over as often as they used to. And boy, have they changed the menu over.
There's a lot.
Like we could do an entire show just talking about the offerings at Food and Wine this year. So funny that you mention it. I happen to be in Florida the same time that you are in Florida. Maybe we should hang out. Maybe go to some character breakfasts or check out a new to us breakfast at one of our favorite places on property. What do you think? Are you busy?
I'm not. Maybe we could even try some other theme parks besides Disney and Universal. Blasphemous, I know.
There are other theme parks besides Disney and Universal? I'm game.
Okay. Let's plan for it.
Let's plan for it. Let's talk about it. But first off, we did mention I will be there with Courtney, and I think we've talked about in shows prior, we are hitting up pretty much all of the character breakfasts that have come back online. But this week we got even more fun food announcements. So we're going to cover a little bit of news right here before we get into questions and answers. If you guys have a travel related question, hit it in the chat and we'll be sure to answer it. But Courtney, why don't you tell us about some exciting news in the food world we got this week?
Well, we got the menus for Food and Wine, like we said, but we also got news of the reopening of the last 4 Disney resorts on property. Something I am super excited about. I do wish they were opening a little sooner. You've heard me talk at length multiple times about wishing that Port Orleans would be open by the 50th, October 1st. And they're opening just after that, unfortunately. But for those keeping count at home, the All-Star Music Resort is opening September 16th. Port Orleans Riverside is October 14th. Port Orleans French Quarter is October 28th. And All-Star Sports is December 9th. So by the middle of, 10 days into December of 2021, we will have every single Disney resort on property. We can assume bringing back the restaurants and food courts in there. So you can once again, it hasn't been officially announced, but we can assume we will get beignets back at Port Orleans, which Keely and I can get that whenever we want here in New Orleans. But for those who either need their beignets in Mickey form or can't just run to Cafe Du Monde to get some, you will be able to get them come October in Walt Disney World.
Yep. And so that's all the big news that we got from the East Coast. On the West Coast, we got confirmation that spooky season will be happening at the Disneyland Resort. It will be decked out, and they will be offering the return of Oogie Boogie Bash. Now, there's not a whole lot of details out, just other than the announcement. I will say this is probably one of my most favorite after hours bonus ticket events. I went to the first one 2 years ago. So I'm so excited. I have so many pictures and videos to share from that. So be watching our website, crescentlakeclub.com, and I'll put a blog item up over the weekend to kind of give you guys an idea of Oogie Boogie Bash if you're thinking of taking a trip out to the West Coast for spooky season. And other than that, speaking of spooky season, if you are into hardcore spookies, and by that I mean Halloween Horror Nights, we did get our first trailer for a new haunted house this season. I'm not going to play it for you guys here because it's pretty scary. It is based off of the Netflix series The Haunting of Hill House, and it looks fantastic. And it also falls in line with what the speculation map was rumored. So we're starting to get more fall details leaking out from both Universal and Disney on both coasts, which is really exciting because now that we're past 4th of July, what's the next holiday?
Halloween.
So, I mean, I guess Labor Day, but we'll go with Halloween.
Yeah.
So all of that is exciting. The Crescent Lake Club will be in Florida to see Walt Disney World, not only all iridescent, but also decorated for Halloween when we go for the 50th anniversary celebration. And so again, I kind of mentioned it when we started the show, travel's getting back to normal. We're going to have all the resorts at Walt Disney World open, and most of the restaurants, things are coming back online. So we thought, why not go back to our roots and talk questions and answers? And that's what we're here for. That's what we're just chatting about. So we've got some questions to answer. Again, if you guys have any questions for us, hit us in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Why don't you start? I think you have more questions prepared than I do.
All right. So the first question, and one of the questions I get almost every single time I talk to a new client, whether booking a room only or they're booking a package, is there a deposit, and what is a deposit for a Disney vacation?
So if you are booking a package, meaning if you are buying tickets from Disney associated with your room, and it used to be also with the option of a meal plan, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point, the dining plan, which you cannot currently book the dining plan, then the deposit is only $200. Whether you're staying at an all-star with a 2-day ticket or a 3-bedroom villa for 10 days with a 7-day park hopper, those are very dramatically different price points for your total package. Your deposit is only $200. So I have in the past, and I currently have clients who have booked multiple reservations because they're waiting to see what work schedules are, or waiting to see what flights look like. And because that deposit is refundable, Disney's refund policy is pretty liberal, in my opinion, pretty generous. So it's easy enough to hold on to 2 reservations if you need to finalize your plans, but it's only $200. If you're doing room only, if you have an annual pass, if your job gave you tickets, if you're going to a conference and buying a ticket through the conference or something like that, if you're getting your tickets from somewhere else or already have tickets, then your deposit is a 1-night stay. So
plus taxes. So 1 night plus taxes and fees.
So if your room is $249 a night, and you're staying for 3 nights, your deposit is $249 plus taxes and fees.
And just to kind of tag on that, if it's a room only reservation, that's just your 1 night of deposit, and the rest is due upon check-in. Now, if you are booking a package, that $200, when is the balance of your $200 package, or your $200 due?
Right, is due 30 days before you travel.
So that's like we said, it's room, it's park tickets. Eventually, when dining plan comes back, dining plan. But there are a couple of perks of booking a package. You get free mini golf, and sometimes you get cool luggage tags and different things like that. Yeah. So that is basically, once you guys start talking to Courtney and I, or anyone else with the Crescent Lake Club about booking your upcoming Disney trip, maybe for spooky season, that's how that works. All right,
one other thing about paying for a package, it is due 30 days before travel, but if you want to make payments, if you want to make multiple payments between your deposit and your final payment paid in full date, you can certainly do that. And we have some set up at Crescent Lake Club to make that very easy and very easy to manage for you, for your travel.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm nervous. First question.
No, I'm going to ask you because I know how I would answer this question because it's, very similar to my situation. But
I'm real nervous.
I have a client traveling in September, mom and dad, and a 5-year-old boy. It's not me. It is not me, but it's someone else. Mom and dad and a 5-year-old boy, and they are looking for dining reservations. They're going for all 4 parks and wanting to make about 3 or 4 dining reservations for their 4 days, 5 nights in Walt Disney World. Never been, it's a blank slate, but okay. It's a 5-year-old boy. What dining reservations would you suggest?
So if they're adamant about having table service, definitely one of those would need to be a character experience, because nothing makes it easier on mom and dad their first trip to knock out seeing the Fab Five come stand behind your child so you can still be eating, you can take the picture, you don't have to worry about it. So I would say Courtney is a big fan of lunch. I'm a big fan of dinner. So I'm going to think of a couple places that are complimentary for both or available for both. And with changes to the menu, I think nothing is more exciting and iconic than Chef Mickey's. So that would be one I would suggest. You get the Fab Five. Also, if you time dinner right, you can just walk straight out on the patio right there on that floor, that concourse of the Contemporary Resort, and watch fireworks. How great would that be? So you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone on that one. Another really great one that changes seasonally is at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and that is Hollywood and Vine, and it's Minnie's seasonal dine. So their costumes change depending on the season. And, if they're going in November, it's going to be very Christmassy. They're going to have Christmas outfits. So that would be really, really, really cute. I know Courtney is a huge fan of Garden Grill, especially for breakfast. And there's no better way to start your day at Epcot, especially if you just plan on doing Food and Wine Festival, Festival of the Holidays, Festival of the Arts, any of that as you're dining throughout the day. Then a big hearty breakfast with Chip and Dale and friends at Garden Grill. And I think if I had to pick my last one, it would depend, is the kid a picky eater or not?
Oh, I actually don't know.
I think I'm just going to go with it. My 4th recommendation, just because there is a kids menu and I think the adults would enjoy it and the ambiance can't be beat, would be Sanaa at Kidani Village at Animal Kingdom Lodge, because you actually are eating in a bubble dome on the savannah. So you get to see the animals, the zebras and the emu and all of that walk back and forth. Those would be my 4 recommendations. How did I do? I don't have a kid, so this is really hard for me to. So thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, I haven't sent the email yet, but I definitely have some of those in my list to send them. I withheld this information not on purpose, but they're staying at Caribbean Beach, so I am going to obviously suggest Sebastian's Bistro, even though I have not been personally.
We're going.
We're going, but everyone who goes raves about it. So
I watched a YouTube video the other day of dinner, and it looks amazing, and it's getting rave reviews. And that's of the 96 ADRs that Courtney made us for a span of like 12 days. I think Sebastian's is the one I'm most excited about, but we'll see.
We'll see. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's no place in Magic Kingdom that I'm going to suggest that they go. No sit down table service restaurant. They're only going for one day. There's so much other stuff to do in Magic Kingdom. And in my opinion, no table service that's worth spending time at.
No, and then the beauty of Magic Kingdom is just the overindulgent snacky foods that are everywhere.
Right.
So almost it almost has like that kind of I'm going to the state fair or the carnival feel to it. And you'd hate to miss out on some of the iconic things like those corn dog nuggets or mac and cheese fries or, stuffed pretzels, the big cinnamon roll from Gaston's.
Cheeseburger rolls,
Cheeseburger rolls, Dole Whip, all of those kind of things. You would hate to miss out on some of those iconic Disney snacks. And most of them happen to be located at Magic Kingdom.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. You threw a kid question at me like right away.
Right away. That's like all my questions.
So I'm going to kind of go back to the reservation process. And another question I get quite often, especially after holidays, people get, what is the easiest thing for mom and dad or grandma and grandpa to give you? It's a gift card. And when people know that you're going to Disney or you have a trip, what do? They just give you gift cards to pay for that trip. So can you use a gift card to pay for your room or your package for a Disney trip?
Yes. All of the above. You can use a gift card almost everywhere on Disney property to pay for your tickets, to pay for your resort room, dinner, souvenirs, Dole Whip, Mickey bar, almost everything. There's a few select contracted vendors in the parks. I'm thinking I think the Silhouettes are a contracted vendor that I don't think you can use Disney gift cards.
And I think it's Silhouette and the parasols. Yeah. I think it's just those two. And then maybe some of the stuff. I don't think you can use a gift card for the Pearl and the Oyster now that I think about it.
Yeah. There's the
pick a pearl thing.
Yeah. Very, very few things. And those are really kind of niche things. I have a silhouette of my son and we'll have one of my daughter. We'll probably do one this time. But that's not something that everyone has to do. Yeah. My brother and I had the silhouette. It's you have to have a silhouette if Disney is part of your childhood. I had no reason to buy a parasol when I just had a son. It probably will be a few years before I have to buy a painted parasol. So
maybe I'll buy one just for the content. I have to have something to do if I'm in Magic Kingdom.
So I would say 99% of the things that you buy in Disney World, in Walt Disney World, you can use a gift card for. You can also use them to pay Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland, Alani, all of the above. Awesome. We have some family friends that I swear we just have a $25 Disney gift card that we just pass back and forth for our kids' birthdays. It's oh, he's turning 5, here's a Disney gift card. Oh, your son's turning 5, here's a Disney gift card.
Here it is. And the best thing is if you guys have a lot of gift cards or you are going to start sneaking them in with the groceries like us housewives tend to do, because what's the difference in $25 when the grocery bill is already like that? You can also go to disneygiftcard.com to consolidate them all into one place. And then once you do that, especially during Food and Wine Festival, I think one of our favorite things to do is put all of those Disney gift cards. Any festival at Epcot, they will have free gift cards that have a wristband on them. I thought I had one out here.
I thought I had one.
And I think it's in my other bag over there. But they will have wristbands that you can wear that has the gift card attached to it. So you don't even have to, for me, I don't think he's watching. I put the $200 gift card on the Magic Band. And then I put all of the food and beverage purchases on the gift card. So he doesn't see the 28 swipes from Epcot that day. And was like, what were you doing at WDW Food and Beverage? He just thinks I bought a couple Spirit jerseys or something. Maybe I bought a gift for someone. That's a pro tip that we're only sharing amongst you guys. Don't tell anybody. Don't give away our secrets. So yeah, that is
on the Disney gift card train. There are also a few places where you can get slightly discounted Disney gift cards. Target, if you have a red card, you can get Yeah, I know. You can save 5% on your Disney gift card. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're paying for a $2,000 package, 5% is $100, right? I did that math right?
Yeah.
And that's nothing to sneeze at. That's quite a few snacks at Food and Wine, or
for a family of four, for a family of four, that's dinner.
Right. So if you have a red card, use it. You can pay for your entire vacation using Disney gift cards. Sam's Club also sells discounted gift cards, as well as BJ's wholesale or something. I don't know. We don't have a BJ's here. But it's just one that I've heard people talk about.
And so Sam's, I can tell you, they sell them in like hard plastic packs, and it's going to be like $300 in $50 gift cards or something like that for like $200. And so it's almost like picking up. Do y'all remember having to go buy like a CD or a movie that came in a case and they'd have to unlock it? But that's how you buy these Disney gift cards. Yeah. It's not just the walk up and it's $25.
Yeah.
All right. So that's gift cards.
Yeah. So my next question is, I've heard about this Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and
really coming at me with the kid questions. Okay.
That's like my clientele. But if I have a client going in November with a 5-year-old girl who just has to dress up like a princess, is Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique open, or is she out of luck? What do we do?
It is currently not open. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and the Harmony Barbershop are two of the last, along with some spa entities, are some of the last remaining reopening magical enhancements, I think is what they call them. That and like fishing boats and Illuminations fireworks cruises. So I do suspect, so Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, for you guys that don't know, there are 2 locations, one at Disney Springs and one in the castle at Magic Kingdom. And there are various packages where your pirate or your princess can have their hair and makeup done. You can also purchase a dress if they don't already have a closet full of princess dresses, and also do a photo shoot after they've had their tiara bun or their multicolored ponytail or whatever hair design of their choice before they leave. And it's one of the most popular offerings that Disney has. And it's only for, like, I believe under the age of 12.
And you have to be at least 3.
You have to be at least 3. You have to be able of age to where you're required to purchase a Disney ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to be Disney kid, not infant kid.
Right.
So you make these appointments. I can't even tell you what the price ranges are for them. I can tell you what the price ranges are for the dresses, because they start at like $59 and go to like $300. It just depends how authentic.
Easily. Yeah. Yeah.
So these are some of the last things to reopen. But I will say, in chatting with a couple of newly trained or newly traditioned college program members that were brought out to do children's activities, but not at the resort. So it's not recreation. They're currently doing traditions and park training right now, and it looks like they are going to be undergoing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique training within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I think that's the last big announcement we're going to get heading into the 50th anniversary celebration. And that one, if it's something you want to do, you need to contact me and Courtney to be ready to book that for you the minute it opens. Because if it's anything like these Port Orleans resort rooms that went for booking, even All-Star Movies went really crazy today too. This kind of stuff that people have been waiting for, it's going to be 3 or 4 hours on hold, and you got to be ready and have your dates and ready to go.
Yep.
You think that's fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so this is one of the situations where not everyone has 4 hours a day to spend on hold waiting to book something. That's why you get one of us to do it for you, and we don't cost you a single penny. In fact, Disney pays us to help you.
And in fact, you're paying Disney the same price regardless. So why not just have someone else sit on the phone for you? A few things I'll add about the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique prior to closing. Now, again, these prices are subject to change if and when they reopen. They're gonna, spoiler alert, they're gonna reopen.
I think August is a pretty
Yeah.
solid bet at this point.
The least expensive package, which just included a sash and a cinch bag. So if you wanted to be in a dress, you had to bring your own, was $79.95.
So it's hair and makeup. They don't do nail paint or anything, do they? It's just hair and makeup.
Yeah, they
right?
do. They do nail. They do nails. If you have kids or have kids in your life, it's like that nail polish that peels off really easily. It's non-toxic. It's not the same stuff that like I get when I go to the nail salon. It's like the kid-friendly nail polish. And then the most expensive one starts at $450 and goes up by there based on your dress. And that includes like the dress. It includes shoes, a tiara,
a purse, gloves.
Yeah, like the whole 9 yards. And again, it starts at $450 and goes up based on which accoutrement you choose and which dress you choose. So you can, bring your own dress from the Disney store that you bought if you still have one in your mall, or have ordered online or whatever, ordered from Amazon, or your grandma made you, and get the $80 package all the way up to spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I have not done this yet. My daughter is less than a year old, but friends with daughters who have done this have asked me to book it. This is genius. Have asked me to book it on like their last day or their second to last day and use this as the bribe for behavior for the entire trip. Yes. I was like, that is genius. So
something I would do first.
Yeah, so don't do it the first day, because also then like you have nothing to, it's like kind of only downhill from there for your princess. You have other stuff to look forward to, but it's a build up too for your little girl or boy. Also, they do have prince packages.
Prince and Pirate, they could do Prince and Pirates.
Well, but also they can't do Pirates anymore. The Pirate League in Pirates of the Caribbean closed. You used to be able to get pirate and mermaid makeup done at Pirates League. Ooh. But that closed prior to COVID. That was not a COVID closure, but I was real sad about that because my son was never old enough to do it, and then it closed.
I still think they're going to bring that back too.
Maybe.
But again, to go on the do it on your last day. Yeah, it's a bun. So, but it's a lot of hair glitter. There is a lot of hair glitter and a lot of gel. But also, if you have a little girl, do it on your last day. 1, as a bribe, kind of like Elf on a Shelf. 2, how cute. Everyone's going to know she's a princess when she gets on the plane to fly home the next day because she'll still have the bun. And I mean,
those buns last days.
The glitter will never as we know here living in New Orleans, glitter in your hair never truly goes away.
No, but those buns, they use one of those donuts. Those buns stay for days. You just need a little wet it, reactivate the hair.
The gel. Yeah, the gel or the
you're
hairspray.
Good to go.
So along the lines of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and your character dining question, here's mine. What should I plan for character meet and greets?
Well, there's none right now. There are no in-park character meet and greets. You can find characters, like we've said multiple times, at character dining, Chef Mickey's, Topolino Terrace, Garden Grill, Tusker House in Hollywood Studios, Hollywood and Dine. I think that's all of them. I might be missing one. So you can see characters there. And you can see characters at cavalcades, which are like these pop-up parades that happen every once in a while. We've also been told and seen pictures of characters just randomly appearing at resorts. Again, not close enough that you can touch them, but I feel like we're getting closer, right? Don't you feel like
it's
that?
so close. It's so close.
Right? Like they're
so
like
close.
right there. You can't
Right
touch
there.
them. You can't go up to them, but like we're getting there.
We saw some really cute like tableau interactions, especially at Hollywood Studios, where it's like a character is just there in their natural element. They just happen to be behind a shrub or a fence or something like that.
So that's as close as you're gonna get right now. I want them to come back, especially the face characters, because the way that these face characters, these friends of Tiana, these friends of Belle, are trained, you are talking to Tiana, you are talking to Belle. Like they are trained so well. The non-face characters, like I don't know, I'm kind of fine with them being 6 feet away because you don't talk to them. I want to see the characters that we can talk to.
Yeah, and I enjoyed I think my heart melted the day we were there and we saw the chipmunks out in front of Hollywood Brown Derby laying a blanket to have a picnic. And that's what and they're pulling oversized acorns out of their picnic basket. That's what I want to see. Or I want to see Donald Duck, what looks like he's picking flowers, but it's like synthetic flowers and handing them to Daisy. That is the kind of interaction I want to see from them.
Because that almost actually seems more realistic when they're like, I don't know, they stay more animated. The face characters, though, like, I'll never forget the first time we went to on the boardwalk well, it used to be there was a character meal.
Trattoria Al Forno.
It was our last morning there, and Flynn Rider was at our table. This very, very good looking Flynn Rider was at our table and was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And we're like, "New Orleans." And I swear I thought he broke character for a moment. He's like, "Oh, my friend's from there." And we're like, "Oh yeah, okay." He's like, "Yeah, Prince Naveen. Have you met him?" And we were like it was so seamless and so good. He didn't miss a beat when we said we're from New Orleans. Like it was so good. And we're like, "Oh no, we haven't met Prince Naveen yet. We'll have to find him. Where can we find it?"
Were you about to ask him where he went to school?
Where he went to high school, yeah. But like it's just like interactions like that. If you get a good face character, like it is like it's so good. It's so fun. So magical. So magical.
It's the best. Sometimes they're real. Like our friend Angela thought Ariel in the Grotto was like the real Ariel.
It was real.
I showed Courtney the picture of a fellow club member who just made her first trip to Walt Disney World within the past few years. So she's a later in life Disney fan, and her very first character experience was with Ariel in her grotto, which is such a special meet and greet too.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that one to come back.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Hit me with another kid question.
What was the other? I did only have 3 questions prepared. Okay. 3 kids, 6, 4, and 2. 6, 4, and 2. Want to stay in a monorail?
Ages that I can't differentiate between.
Can't even fathom. Want to stay at a monorail resort, and they're only doing 3 tickets, 3 days, 3-day park ticket. Do they do Magic Kingdom twice and Animal Kingdom? Do they do Magic Animal Epcot, Magic Animal Hollywood? What park suggestion would you make for them? Never been. It's not going to be this is not going to be an annual trip for them. They live in the Midwest. Takes a minute for them to get here. They're not huge Disney people, but they have a 6, a 4, and a 2-year-old. So,
boy or girl for the ages?
Boys and girls. I think it's girl, boy, girl.
Okay. I would say, do they have a monorail resort picked out?
Let's just say they're going to say contemporary.
Okay, contemporary, perfect. I would do 2 days at Magic Kingdom. I might do Epcot over Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah,
Just because I do think, and what time of year are they going?
February, March.
Oh, well, so Epcot Monorail is going to be open again.
Open.
So it's going to be an easy transport. Plus, while I love Animal Kingdom for what it is, other than Festival of the Lion King, if the Boneyard reopens, in the safari, there's not a whole lot for little kids to do there. I guess a Nemo show, but whereas if you get to Epcot, there are more play areas. They've got
Yeah.
the Kit Kat stations. You've got all the different things to experience in the countries. You've got Spaceship Earth. Uh, they'd have to do rider swap for Soarin', but then there's Living with the Land, and then there's Finding Nemo, the sea, like seeing all the manatees and stuff like that. So that would be my pick.
Sounds good. Yeah, I definitely think they should do 2 days at Magic Kingdom. We're still talking about what their third park day is going to be. But I just want to say, like, so Keely's had more straightforward questions. I've given more scenarios. All of these are modifications on clients that I have or I'm currently working to book. And like, this is the amount of detail that we go into talking about your trip so that we can make it the best for your family. Because yeah, someone traveling with a mom and a dad and a 5-year-old boy might seem similar enough to like a family of 5, but it is pretty different in what their expectations are and what restaurants, what park selections, what resort selections are going to be best for them. This family of 5 with a 6, a 4, and a 2-year-old, I'm not putting in a pirate room at Caribbean Beach. Like, that's just not going to happen. It's not, the room's not big enough. It's not comfy enough for the big family. So yeah, that's just something else that you get if you book with a travel agent, is this really personalized, catered help with you with booking your package, booking your trip. So that
Well,
it's
and
the best it can be.
that's really great that you just mentioned how you are trying to qualify a room for this client, because one that I actually am dealing with is what are room options for a family of 5 that all want to stay in the same room. Now we're going to go ages or higher. We've got a 12, an 8, and a 4-year-old.
Okay. So, right. So that makes a difference, because the family with a 6, a 4, and a 2-year-old technically is just a family of 4, because Disney doesn't count that 2-year-old in terms of capacity. But for a 4, yeah, what resorts have a 5th sleeper? Some of the moderates have a 5th sleeper room. So that'll be generally 2 queen beds and a fold down, either like a day bed or something, or a fold down from the wall. They're pretty comfy. Seats can fit on one. I can fit on one.
At Beach Club Villas, Leslie refuses to let anyone else have the pull down bed. I get the big bed. Angela gets the pull out couch. Leslie gets the pull down single person bed. That's just how it always works out.
And then all the deluxe resorts have the capacity to fit 5 in some of their like standard hotel rooms. And then of course you have villas that go up to 3 bedrooms that can sleep like 12 adults. I think is that the biggest capacity?
Yeah, I think
12.
Yeah, and that's going to be at.
I know Saratoga has a 3.
BLT has one that can do up to 12. So the bungalows and the cabins only sleep up to 8. I think the tree houses do 11.
Yeah. So there's different capacities. The cabins at Fort Wilderness, I think, sleep 7 or 8. It's a weird number. But I've only had a few people book the cabins because there's only 1 bathroom. So that has to be a very, special situation where you don't have a lot of people that need to use the bathroom, or maybe there's more boys that, just stereotyping here, sorry, more boys and girls that don't need as much time in the bathroom to get ready. Or a bunch of kids that you can throw in the shower at once. Like it's a special situation because there's only 1 bathroom.
And it's not like real camping, where real camping you could just go pee outside if you had to. This is still camping at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get busted. You can't go pee
Yeah.
outside on a tree. That's just
Yeah.
actually going to make YouTube or Twitter or the news, but
Yeah.
you can't do that.
The
But
family
there
that
are
I have currently booked at a cabin, I'm 99% sure the boys will pee on a tree, but they're like 5 and 4. So
that's acceptable. It's the grown-ups I think they really, really frown on.
I don't think the
So
dad should be peeing on a tree.
no, no, no. So while we're on the subject of this is something that you have more knowledge of than I do. And it is something that's come up. Now I know the answer, but I would like to hear you kind of explain it. So if someone is flying and they just don't want to bother traveling with their own stroller,
Yeah.
what are some
So
options?
you have the option of renting a stroller at Walt Disney World, but do not waste your money. They are like plastic and hard and not padded at all. They don't lean back. Just
They're really 50 years old.
avoid renting a stroller from Walt Disney World at all costs.
It's like it's like the seat is actually, when you get those double shopping carts at Target that have that hard plastic thing that looks like a race car at the top. Just imagine that with wheels on it without the shopping cart. And that is a stroller at Disney.
Yes. Our zoo has the same ones. Audubon Zoo here in New Orleans has the same ones. And it would be fine for an afternoon at the zoo. Do not waste your time and money renting a stroller from Walt Disney World. Excuse me. Had to open my second.
How are those? I saw those at the store yesterday. How are they?
They're real good. They're really good. The flavors are really fun. I just had a yum berry, and this is a black raspberry. They're really good. They had a strawberry coconut one. It's real good.
I'm drinking my traditional Tito's and black cherry soda because of baseline.
Yeah. There are multiple stroller companies that you can rent from that will deliver your stroller to your resort. The one that I've used, I think exclusively, although I'm open to others, but I've just never had a problem with them, is Kingdom Strollers. Kingdom Strollers will deliver a stroller to your resort and they will pick it up. They sanitize it and clean it in between every customer. We rented a double bob for Mardi Gras and it was clean as a whistle. It comes with a tag on the back that says like the Smith family with the Kingdom Strollers logo, so you know that it's yours. Because if you haven't been to Disney World, there's about 1,000,002 double bob strollers everywhere, and single bobs, and the City Minis, and all of the other ones. We just are a bob family. We've always had a bob, so we rented a double bob because we know that those are good strollers.
And then I do like that also, Kingdom Strollers, most of them make sure that what they're providing you actually fits within Disney's new stroller restrictions. So no wagons, no oversized things. That's also something that's really, really great. And I think that people don't truly know about is there's stroller and cooler restrictions at Disney.
Included in your rental with Kingdom Strollers is a rain cover for your stroller. So one that fits for whatever you buy. A soft-sided cooler that you can bring in the park, again, that fits inside the regulations of what you can bring in. And on the handlebar, it has like a Kingdom Stroller labeled drink holder, because if you've ever pushed a bob before, it doesn't automatically come with a drink holder. I think everyone in New Orleans adds a drink holder to their stroller.
I think they're all like bike. I think they're like bike cup holders.
Yeah,
is what I see.
And they have different ones. They have different ones. The ones that Velcro through. So all of that's included. If something were to happen to your stroller, like if it were to break for some reason, they'll replace it. They're just a really great company to work with, and it's really, really affordable. I just pulled up their website. If you're going for 4 to 7 nights for a single stroller, it's $70. Like, if you have to, like, to me, that's so worth it to not have to struggle with your stroller. They also will rent you cribs and bedding and also scooters. If you're staying on Disney property, you don't need to worry about cribs or bedding. They have that for you. They have pack and plays. They have hideaway cribs. You don't have to worry about that. But again, other vendors, Scooter Bug is one of them. I know they rent scooters. Not something I've had to deal with, but
I don't know how to deal with that one either.
But yeah, that's a really great. I had avoided ever renting a stroller, and then when we did it at Mardi Gras, and we drove too. Like it wasn't even about.
So it was just like, why? Well,
Yeah.
because the last thing you want to do is your expensive stroller to break it at Disney,
Or to fly off the
or
roof of
have
your
someone,
car.
or have someone take it. Also, if you're driving, it takes up a lot of space.
Yeah. But legitimately, on one of our trips, my husband tried to tie it to the roof of the car, and it flew off, and is on I-10 somewhere in the Panhandle. That was our original Bob, our original single Bob. But yeah, that's what you get when you're in the park all day and you're like, oh, I'm going to drive through the night. Let me strap this stroller to the roof of my car in the Magic Kingdom parking lot.
Let me strap
at 10 o'clock at night.
this spendy stroller to the roof.
At 10 o'clock at night in the Magic Kingdom parking lot. We were literally the last people on the monorail. Kids are like bouncing between the seats, like high on Disney, Mickey bars and Magic. We get in the car. We're driving along. Everyone's sleeping. Josh hears a bump, bump, bump. We pull over to get gas, and the stroller's not on the top of the car.
I'm going to clip this and send it to Kingdom Strollers because this is the advertisement they need.
Yes. So, rent your stroller, people.
All right. Do you have another question?
What? Oh, I did see this somewhere. I don't even know where I saw this. Keely, what's the absolute best charcuterie board in all of property?
Funny you should mention that because I wrote about it on crescentlakeclub.com, our website. You can see it just right down there below as part of our foodie finds. I am going to say 100% it is the big board at Wine Bar George. And now that is just if you have a group of like 2 to 4 to 6 people. Absolutely loved it. If it's just you, the best one for in-park is at Baseline Tap House at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's got 2 to 3 cheeses, 2 to 3 meats, cornichons, mustard, this bread that has basically MSG baked onto it, but it's really just garlic. It's like Himalayan garlic salt. It's fantastic. Also, it's just $12. It's fantastic. Yeah. So in park, Baseline Tap House. Out of the park, Wine Bar George.
And in one of our very first Wine Down Wednesdays, you recreated the Baseline Tap House charcuterie board. So you can scroll back up for that.
Yeah. And so, the baseline it's just pepperoni, sopressata, one other meat candy. I think it's pancetta. It's not prosciutto. And then it's usually a farmhouse toma, a manchego, and a Humboldt Fog blue cheese.
It's delicious. They're both delicious.
I love cheese breads. I love them.
Yeah.
So here's one more that I actually did get from someone that is about to travel is, do you have to have clear bags for the parks like at Saints games?
No, thank God, no. No, the bag restrictions, do they even have I don't think they even have a size restriction for the park, right?
I've seen people rolling suitcases in there.
Yeah, I was thinking, when we were there in April, I was researching if I had to bring my suitcase in. But no, there's no restrictions on size or what's in it. The only restrictions are for coolers. Have to be soft-sided. I forget the measurements, but it's about this size. This size is good.
And it has to be, I don't think it can be a pull behind you cooler.
No. Something like that. And literally, if you go to the Walmart or Target in Orlando, the close ones near the park, they have end caps of Disney approved coolers. If you have time to do that. But basically enough to pack your lunch for your family of 4. You can't bring your own big board into the parks, but you can bring lunch, you can bring food, you can bring drinks, sealed drinks. You can bring mugs, like, the park mugs in, water bottles. What else?
Yeah.
Ice has to be either like ice packs or
it
your
cannot
ice.
be loose. Or
It
you
can't
have
be
to leave.
loose.
You have to bring the bag of ice that you bought at the Speedway has to stay in the bag at least until you get it to the park, and then you can scatter it and make it loose.
Or put it in Ziploc bags. Preview for my article coming out on the blog next week, where I talk about the beauty of Ziploc bags.
So this is my park bag, which happens to be the same park bag that Courtney has, and a new feature on our website, crescentlakeclub.com, where
I really didn't plan that transition. That was just perfect.
I kind of planned it. That's why I had my park bags. No, so Courtney has started a new series of what's in her bag. And this week you wrote about what to take with you for a girls' trip, which is fantastic. But yes, she and I do have the same park bag. It's amazing. It's a Disney Flair bag. And here's the cool thing that I'm going to share with you guys before we put it on social media. As part of our Christmas in July giveaways, we are giving away one of these fantastic Flair bags and the Made to Thrill pull yellow strap keychain. And you will find out more of that this week. And I'm hoping we can give it away next Wednesday on Wind Down Wednesday, or maybe we'll one more to get through some of our what's in your bag. But mostly we want to hear what's in your theme park bag. So tell us, go read the blog, but do you have one special tip for what to put in your theme park bag?
Well, I wish that Angela were on this stream.
I know.
If you could tell us the backstory of the last thing that I put on the blog for the girls' trip. So I will try to tell the story, because I don't know that we've told the story on any of our streams.
No, I don't think so.
And so I'm probably completely embarrassing her, but maybe not, because I don't think she gets embarrassed very easily.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Bring some feminine products, because if you should need feminine products, you would think that they would be fairly easy to find in a gift shop or in first aid or in a restroom. But as our friend Angela found out, it's not. She literally walked World Showcase, the entire length of World Showcase. She left us in Italy, met us back in Italy while we were drinking away this random storm that came our way.
She went to every bathroom in Future. She went to every bathroom in Future World. She went to the baby care center, and finally, she just said, "I told her, I'm like, look, they're always just sitting out on the counter if you go into the lobby at Yacht and Beach Club."
And not even that. Yeah. Well, she had the idea first. She's like, I'm just going to go to Beach Club and go to the Sundry store, because I know they sell it there. Lo and behold, she went to the bathroom after purchasing it at the gift shop, and there was just baskets sitting out.
So she also dumped the entire basket out, because this is kind of like her Robin Hood experience. She dumped the basket of free tampons into her purchased tampon basket. And literally every time for the rest of the night we passed a public restroom, she went in, and where there was the tampon pad machine that you have to have quarters, and it always says broken, she would go and just put some in there. Even at the brand new bathroom by the Starbucks, as you exit World Showcase to Imagination, it says this machine is broken. It even has a Chip and Dale sticker on it.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you expect to, as a woman, you expect to be able to find pretty readily. Maybe not every single bathroom, maybe not every single gift shop, but like in all of World Showcase, you can't find what you need. So save yourself the stress, save your girlfriend the stress, your friend who's with you, the random chick in the bathroom who is frustrated when she sees the machine that's broken or doesn't have the 2 quarters to buy what she needs, and just throw some in your bag. So that's my hot take. And I wish Angela were here to tell us more about it.
Don't worry. We'll hear more about it for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So I'm looking at some of my other questions. This is a really great one. I'll take it because it is hurricane season in the South. And we just saw this past week tropical storm / hurricane cutie cane Elsa, made a trip around Florida, scattered a lot of rain, some tornadoes and stuff. And we saw our first tropical weather impacts on Walt Disney World. So the question was, how does weather affect park operations? Which is kind of perfect timing. So in the case of Tropical Storm Elsa, all the parks stayed open, but they did take away some shows. There was no Epcot Forever, and I think they still did a modified Happily Ever After.
Mm-hmm.
But in the case of inclement weather, especially if lightning or tornadoes, any kind of severe weather is involved, anything outdoor, especially attractions, is 100% shut down. What happens if you're at Disney and a hurricane actually comes and hits Walt Disney World? Well, before COVID, you got a really pretty badass experience, to be honest. There were like lobby games and character appearances in the lobby. Everything was open still. You couldn't leave. But that's kind of how weather affects park operations. Also, World Showcase floods, like 2 to 3 inch water floods.
Tomorrowland floods. So there's definitely parts of that'll make you feel like, where's Sewage and Water Board? Turn on the pumps, please.
It's like, come on, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So here's my last question for you. As a Disney lover, a Disney fan, and a Disney travel planner, what are your special splurges?
I really like nice resorts. I have not stayed at all the deluxes by any stretch of the imagination, but that's like, it's my goal to stay at all the resorts. But like, if I never make it to All Star Sports, I'm going to be fine. But like, I need to make it to all the deluxes sooner rather than later. And then I also just like a really good cocktail or a really good glass of wine. One that, I mean, I joke, like I've probably had almost every margarita on property. Maybe not everyone, but I've had a lot of margaritas on property. But I also like the special ones, the ones you can't find. I think that's rubbed off on my son in the sense that he likes to get, the Buzz Lightyear drink with the light up cube in it. Like just the fun things. Like I'm not always going to order the fanciest cocktail on the menu out to eat. I mean, sometimes I will outside of Disney, but when I'm in Disney, I really like doing that. So what about you, Keely?
So my favorite thing, and that's, again, it's one of the things that you probably don't know about and what you need our help for. It's a magical enhancement. And if you are a fan of fireworks at Epcot, it is the fact that you can rent a pontoon boat for up to 8 people that comes with water, soda, snacks, and you can BYOB on your own cocktails or beers bought from Yacht Club Beach Club. It will take you over to see the end of, pre-COVID, it was Star Wars fireworks. You would come back around and you would park under the bridge between that little island at the end of France and the UK and tether, and you would be straight in front of Illuminations. And it was for about the 90 minutes you get. It was worth every penny. If scheduling worked, you could get back and speed your pontoon boat over and see Mickey appear at the top of Fantasmic with those fireworks, and then come back and you finish back at Yacht Club. That is the one thing I cannot wait to come back. I will book it every stay. I've booked it every marathon weekend that I've done. It's just one of those things that you'll never forget.
Yeah,
never forget.
And so they have the pontoon boats at Yacht Club. There's also other yachts and other water vessels that you can take from Grand Floridian and Contemporary. I've been on the Grand one yacht a few years ago. Yeah. Similar. I think the capacity there is like 20 or something. Y'all, the yacht is beautiful. It is the best view of happily ever after that you will ever have. We took it for a friend's, her son, I think he was turning 4 or 5, loves fireworks, but hates the pop, like he hates the sound of it. So they would often watch fireworks like from the monorail platform because he didn't like the sound of it. So his uncle gave him the Grand One yacht for his birthday, and it was incredible. I bought the cake from the Grand Floridian, and they put it on board. And like you said, you can bring wine. We had wine on board. It was, oh my God, it was fabulous. So yeah, all these other like special splurges, things that like aren't advertised that you might not know about. There's like not cabanas, but like at Blizzard Beach, there's a polar patio that you can rent, or even an umbrella that you can reserve to get, to have your personalized spot at the water park. There's just all these other little add-ons that you might not know about. And I don't even think I know about all of them, but we can help you find those and find what you need to make your trip special, whether it's to celebrate a birthday or an anniversary or the fact that you can finally travel again. We can help you find whatever you need to make your trip special.
Absolutely. And, the sky is the limit. If there's something you want to create and you want to do that maybe hasn't been done before, we're the people to make it happen. I've done private when they couldn't get the highway around the sky dine around. I was able to work with groups as a travel advisor to get a private version of that. So there's even more stuff that we have contacts to do. We're creative. We're happy to dream along with you on things you never thought possible.
I have a former Epcot pastry chef creating a fireworks party spread for a group, not during fireworks, but once we get back to the hotel. So she's doing all these fun, like all the food that you would get at a fireworks party. She's creating, and she knows exactly what she's creating because she's a former Epcot chef. So
yeah, and it's just like on your trip. If Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique isn't open, we can find someone that worked at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique to come to your room and really do your daughter up.
Yeah, or son.
Or son. So any last thoughts? Again, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, give us some likes. Also, if you're watching this on the rewatch, don't be afraid to leave us some comments. I think we're going to do a Q&A show again next week and hopefully answer some of your comments and questions there too. Any closing thoughts?
No,
I'm just ready. I'm ready to go back. I've been mad at Disney for so long, and now I'm like,
I know. I was actually looking for some ears, but I didn't. It was like drizzling, and I didn't want to go outside into the garage to get some ears, just because I'm so excited. Probably because my next trip is in like 10 days, but I'm ready to go back, and I'm so excited that we get to spend so much time.
I know. It's like you're a Florida resident.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So from Nola Disney Mama, that's Courtney. From me, I'm Keels, and the rest of the Crescent Lake Club. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We will see you actually next Wednesday, not Thursday. This was just a special one, but we'll see you real